had a steamboat at the Richmond building. The steamboat comes in every morning from Baltimore. Now, I went to Baltimore about 3 times on that boat. It brought passengers and freight. And it had a passenger train, 2 cars, passengers, and 1 mail car, and a steam engine. And it was waiting there for the passengers to get off the boat, and the passenger train cars were under the roof. So they were loaded, go to Richmond. And at 6 o'clock, that train would come back again. Now, when that train got near 14th Street here, it didn't have a bridge then, before it had a turnaround place. The track would go out into the river, and they would switch, and it'd back from 14th Street all the way down to 3rd Street, under the roof again for those passenger cars and engine posts for tomorrow. And they get on a steamboat.
Well, at that time, they had a steamboat, a boat that went to Baltimore, the city of Richmond, and my parents were married on that in 1911, and in 1939, Henry and I were married on the same boat, and it was an overnight trip to Baltimore. I had an uncle. Back in those days, it must have been the thing to go on this overnight trip to Baltimore for your honeymoon. And I had an uncle and his wife were going to do that. They were running late, and they had the minister in the boat with them in a little rowboat, and they got married in the rowboat coming across the York River.
There were 2 of us were friends. There was a Judy Rick and a Virginia Blandy. We had bicycles. The 3 of us, we just traveled everywhere, but we never told our parents. And we never got into the house if we did. But one day we decided we wanted to see what was on that Baltimore steamer. And so whoever knew which one it was, I don't know. But anyway, so we parked our little bicycles here where the train station was on the end of 2nd Street. And busy. They were hauling things on the boat and hauling them off. And 3 little of us, we squeezed around and went on the boat. Nobody said a word. They didn't say, well, girls, you shouldn't be down here, should you? They didn't say anything. And we went in, and we were just in awe of, we went in the back, and we went up the steps, and here were these steps that you go up just like this, and then there was this big mirror up here, and then on either side there was staterooms. Well, one of them, and I think that must have been Virginia. Virginia said, look, what are those things over there? And there were slotting machines. Well, we never had seen a slot machine in our life. So Judy said, what? And so we looked at these slot machines, and I don't know who it was that had a nickel, but I didn't. Put it in there, and I rolled all the money. Well, we didn't know what to do with it. We certainly couldn't take it home. We never got out in a million years. So I didn't take it anyway. I don't know which one of them did. But you know what we did? We went to Charlie Bray, right here. He was on the corner up here, and he had sodas. And so we spent it all in drinking chocolate sodas. It must have been all of $5. But we did. And now, when we became juniors and seniors, we took class trips. And so what we did, we packed our lunch, a sandwich, and maybe some drinks. And the parents, we went on the Baltimore steamer, and we went to Claybank. And the parents met us there and took us, brought us back.
I'd often hear the older people talk about they went to school in Baltimore, or they married somebody from Baltimore. I never could figure that out until I realized how easy it was, because the boat stopped every 10 miles going down these rivers at landings. So it was very easy just to go down to the landing, get on a Baltimore steamer, and overnight they would go to Baltimore. So it's easier to go to Baltimore than it was to go to Richmond, unless you were here at the railroad. So that was their city to go to.
Now this type of sail and mast arrangement came into being in the Chesapeake Bay in the era after 1800. I can't tell you when, but 1850 maybe they were designed, and it was quite a boon to transportation, hauling of lumber, hauling of produce to the market, and it was an industry in itself. The Name family had actually come to Virginia in the oyster business, and they had 2 schooners, the Blackbird, and I think the other one was named the William H. Name. And they ran oysters from Starvation, which is a plantation next to Hopetank Creek, to New York. One of the captains was a captain named John Inslee, who lived in a house that's right back of the Bank of West Point now.
Mm-hmm.
And he married Woodard Turner, Horace Turner, and all of those were his stepchildren. Captain John had the record of sailing the Blackbird, loaded at Starvation, to Manhattan, unloaded, and back in 7 days. I'm mentioning this because people don't realize what a sailboat was. And I think that they should know that in the era before the railroads, that's the way people went.